What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Friday afternoon, just sitting out here chilling and just wanted to make this video. And I've discussed this before, but yet apparently there's a new SARM that's in place. So with that, I always get some inquiries about using SARMs, best practices, and what is my recommendation, what's my stacks. So once again, I do have to bring up the subject on this here. Uh, SARMs are not for a casual user. I would only recommend it for professional lifters only there. That's for people that are competing or are in non-tested athletic competition. When it comes to SARMs, and I'll be honest with you, I always tell people, if you have no use for it, don't use steroids, don't use SARMs, don't use growth hormone, don't use insulin, don't use none of that shit. Me personally, I don't use none of that shit. I may have used steroids maybe 20 some years ago. I haven't used anything since 2001. But, I don't use them because, they're not for extended health purposes. And for the most part, there's no need to stay on it there when it's not necessary. The body should be allowed to progress into its, natural age there, basically. Whenever you try to take androgenics and other products in order to preserve it, ultimately it backfires and you end up actually shortening your lifespan, as a number of athletes and bodybuilders have learned, sadly. So again, I'm going to stress this very clearly. SARMs are for professionals. I would recommend that you don't use them, but they are for professionals. They are not for casual or recreational lifters. Period. I honestly don't agree with anyone actually using them. I have to talk to my buddy Carl Lenore about them. I'm sure he's using it from his surgery and everything, but as far as everyone else is concerned, unless you have a legitimate need in order to use SARMs or steroids, you shouldn't use them at all whatsoever. And not only that, a lot of you guys are getting SARMs from all sorts of crazy sources, and you're not doing your due diligence to actually do a little bit of research on those areas, because there's no telling where that stuff actually comes from or whether it's actually real or not. And you can be ass out of dollars when it comes to getting bad product. But my main point on this here is, again, and I've discussed this before so many times, every single time that a new SARM gets released, I get the same goddamn questions as I got before. My opinion is the same on it. Don't take something that you don't need. Okay? I don't care who the fuck says to take it, whether it's Dave Palumbo. Dave is a good friend of mine. I don't care if it's, Arnold Schwarzenegger. If he goes and starts taking SARMs, I don't care. Or Sylvester Stallone, they're taking steroids for whatever reason. Remember, Sylvester Stallone is old. Arnold Schwarzenegger is old. And both of them are no longer producing natural testosterone. That's their business. What you have to worry about is your own individual health. As far as the stuff is concerned there, if you're, if you're taking SARMs and you're not getting any help from any doctor, you're not getting any checkups or anything, you're signing your own death warrant as far as I'm concerned. So again, it's for professionals only. And amongst using SARMs, steroids, growth hormone, or any testosterone, you need to have regularly scheduled checkups. I'm not talking about every 6 months. I'm talking about every single fucking month. If you're going to take that shit, you got to take that shit seriously. Don't just consider the cost of steroids or SARMs or growth hormone. You also have to consider the cost of medical necessity as well. And that's all I got to say today, people. You guys take care.